Hello and welcome to another episode of Optics Theory Debates. My name is Andras.
Hello, my name is Theodor.
We are debating about another one of the Vortex riflescope series. This time about the premium high-end riflescope, so the Razor HD.
Gen 2.
Gen 2, of course.
Yeah.
So even though the Gen 1 model is still in production, right? The first model, so the 1:6x24, was introduced in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, and this is when the Gen 2 thing started.
Right? Yeah. So it was in 2012. It was in parallel. They were still producing the Gen 1 5:20x50, which is still produced today. And I think they also were, for a short period of time, they were producing 1:4x24 Gen 1 Razor HD. When 1:6 came out, it was quite an event because it was really a premium scope. At that time, when I was doing a review of this scope, I said this is one of the few riflescopes which can match the optical performance of the European premium producers like Zeiss, Swarovski and others. And then in 2014 they followed with two additional models in the same series, so the 4.5 to 27x56. So this one is the long-range, fully featured tactical scope, and I would say medium-range 3 to 18x50. So now we have three models in this series.
So these are of the Japanese origin, right?
Yeah, they're all made in Japan. With 1:6 now in 2019 there was a change. The new model E came out, which basically looks the same. It functions the same, but it's a lot less heavier, so it's lighter, and it still offers. They say that they have, the E stands for the eye box, which was improved. However, even on those old ones, the eye box is still perfect. So the change was subtle. Really
so
small.
If we do a recap, in 2012, the 1:6 wide-angle model was released. 2 years later, the 4.5 to 27, and the other one, and
the 3 to 18. Yeah.
3 to 18. And now the upgrade in 2019.
Yeah, for this one.
What I immediately notice when lifting up this riflescope is that they're quite heavy.
This is something what everybody noticed, that the Razor HD Gen 2 scopes, all three of them are really heavy, except for the new updated 1:6, which is a little bit lighter.
It turned out to be a major issue. This is why they released the upgraded one.
I wouldn't say it's a major issue, but it is something what people are noticing. So you immediately notice that they are really heavy. However, they have so many other positive features that it's not a big problem that they are heavy. It's not a big issue because you get so many other features. So if I start with 1:6, it's almost 40 meters of field of view, 38 or something. Really exceptional eye box, so you get the image immediately when you put your head behind the scope. Daytime bright illumination, nicely adjustable. I have to pull it out, like this. So lockable illumination. Turret, capped.
So it's
low
really
profile
funny that
turrets.
the turrets are capped on this one, right?
Yeah, but on CQB scopes this is quite normal, and I would say it's smart because you don't click much with these scopes. They are not intended for shooting on long range. There is no tunneling anywhere. Really easy to use with both eyes open, and the build quality is just superb. And
I also like the fact that this part here is enhanced.
Yeah.
So you can, even if you bump it somewhere, the lens is the optical part inside is protected.
Yeah, and it's really sturdy. It's really, I would say, robust. And you can even put inside the sunshade if you would need, even though on 1:6 scope it doesn't make really sense to put a sunshade in. It uses normal CR2032 batteries. It's fully metal, so also the magnification ring is made out of metal and 30mm central tube.
So really of high quality.
Yeah.
With this big model, we can see that the turrets are exposed in contrast to the wide-angle model.
Tactical.
And I would also say that these are one of the biggest turrets. Probably
the whole scope is big.
The whole scope is big. The turrets are not only they're really wide, right? But other than that, I think that they are really. The clicks are really crisp, really nice.
They're really nicely made. They have a locking function, they have a zero stop, and they have a turn indicator which pops out here.
So it's a mechanical one.
A mechanical one, and what is really important, only 10 mils per 1 revolution, and the indicator goes out, it shows you either that you are located in the first turn, second turn, or the third turn. Even though in majority cases when you mount it, you will only be using 2 turns. So you could say this is a double turn turret, even though it enables you even to go into the third turn.
So in general, this scope has around 30 mils of elevation?
Yeah. It's basically completely identical to the 3 to 18 model, only the objective part is a little bit different. So 3 to 18 is equally robust, equally well made. Only the objective part, it's normally smaller because of the 50mm objective lens, and it has a wider field of view. What is also the illumination is lockable, you have to pull it out. 11 settings. The lowest settings are really, really nice for low light use. The highest setting you're able to use them also in daytime, even though there is usually no need for use during the daytime with such magnification range.
So both 3 to 18 and 4.5 to 27 come with the side focus.
Yeah.
And I can see that the travel of the side focus is really nice, so you can set the focus really precisely.
This is, I would say, one of the main advantages of this scope compared to many competitors which come in a similar magnification range, because we know a lot of different companies copied the idea that Vortex came out. So now you find 4.5 to 30, 4.5 to 29 and so on. But the build quality is not the same in those scopes, and especially the parallax is not equally nicely made, because with the Vortex it goes down all the way to 32 or 30 yards, and when you go up to 300 yards you still have a lot of travel from 300 yards to infinity.
Here is where it usually shortens, right?
With most cheaper scopes it's like 1 millimeter of travel from 300 yards to infinity. With Vortex you have a lot of travel, and even if you're a little bit off, there is not much parallax error when you test it. So this is, I would say, a big plus for this scope.
So even with the first generation, Vortex used a very unique color for the housing. They stuck to this color, and I know that there are some improvements that we could point out. Perhaps the first generation had 4 times zoom factor. This one has 6. Are there any other major? I know apart from the optical.
The turrets are much better. The 34mm tube.
Yeah, so much more standard instead of 35, right?
You have many different mounting solutions. What is also, it's fully metal, no rubber anywhere. Also the fast focus is completely metallic, and the fit and finish is just superb. And also the optical performance, it's like we tested this scope and compared it to Minox, to Kahles, to Steiner, to Schmidt & Bender and so on, and it's leveled up with the best. So it's really optically, it's really, really good scope. What is also worth mentioning is that in 2019 they downgraded the prices. So they went down for, I think, about 15% or something like that, maybe even 20%. So they're really, really competitive. I don't know if you're able to buy, this scope is around 2,400 euros or something like that. It's like a couple of €100 lower than competition for equal features or even better, and with a Vortex VIP warranty, which no one else gives.
So I think that Vortex are one of the companies that are really customer oriented.
Yeah.
They do everything to please the customer, so they even price reduction, VIP warranty and so on.
I would also say that they are not competitors oriented, because they're killing the competition with these products, especially now when they adjusted the prices. Just like it's really hard to compete with any other manufacturer when you come to this series of scopes.
We already mentioned that these are top-end rifle scopes from Vortex, and so is the price. So where is the price
for
the whole range of
1 to 6 is around 1,500 euros to 1,800 euros here in this range. It depends dollar-euro exchange rate. The 3 to 18 is around 2,000 to 2,200 euros, and this one is from 2,300 to 2,500 euros in that range. So really, really great pricing for the quality which you get and for all the features that you get. What is also worth mentioning is that with 4.5 to 27 by 56 and 3 to 18 by 50, they were introducing a couple of new reticles in the last couple of years. I don't know,
even now
I think
in 2019, I think
2019 some and 2018 some. So ABR 2C was a common reticle in this scopes.
This is definitely one of the most popular among all.
And really, really nice reticle. Now it's EBR 7C, and now you can also get Horus and Tremor reticles in this scope. So this is a really nice feature. They're a little bit more expensive. I think it's around 400 euros of surcharge if you want to have a Horus reticle in them. But you're able to order Horus reticle in them.
Can we expect the lighter versions to be introduced in the future? As the same as with wide angle?
I wouldn't say so, because it still sells well. It's I don't think that the weight is an issue in these scopes, especially because Vortex also has the AMG razor, which they produce in the US, which is the lightest tactical fully featured scope. So you never know, but I wouldn't bet on it that they will produce a lighter version, because even if it is a little bit heavier, all of these scopes, they go on heavy rifles. So it doesn't make much sense if you lose 200 grams on a scope when a rifle is 6 kilograms or 7 kilograms heavy. What we didn't mention is also that resetting the turrets and the zero stop, it's quite easy. With just these screws inside of the turret, it's really easy to do this. You just unscrew the screws, and then you just put the turret back to zero. The zero stop is 5 clicks below zero. So it's really, really nice. You know, when you're going back, it stops. Okay, now you go 5 clicks up and you're on zero. And this is especially nice because if you have 100 meters zero, and then temperature changes, or you go to a range which is on a different altitude and so on, and you find your point of impact to be 2-3 centimeters below zero at that range, you can always correct it and go below zero stop for those couple of clicks.
I think tracking works fantastically, right? Yeah. With Vortex is known for great tracking.
And also the clicks are just, the turrets are really close to being perfect, or I would say one of the best you can get.
The scope of delivery, so you get a sunshade with this big model here. Also a lens cloth, instruction manuals.
Reticle instruction manual,
the usual.
The tool for resetting of the turrets.
Yeah, hex key and also a battery.
Battery, it's a normal standard CR2032 battery, and really basic plastic lens covers which are only meant for transport. They are not meant for use on the range.
They're perfect for losing.
Yeah. If you use it in the field, you will lose them. Yeah, they are not meant for it. And a VIP warranty. So Andras, if we go, we already covered most of the really strong points of these scopes.
Yeah,
what would be
all from the optical to turrets to everything, to reticles.
So if you go, what could have been done better, or where is room for improvement?
Well, the weight is probably, but you said that this is not a major issue.
I think it is a major issue on 1 to 6. This is the reason why they did it.
The lighter version,
Yeah, I don't think on the bigger ones. What else?
Apart from the weight,
they're a little bit bulky. Okay, but this is the whole design.
As we mentioned, we did a couple of tests where we compared this one to another competitor, and in most cases, if not all, it turned out to be a key player in the winner.
Yeah, it was like...
It's really optically...
Especially if you take the price into consideration now in 2019, when this scope is like 2,400 euros, 2,500 euros, and everything else is 3,000 plus. So you immediately get 15 to 20% of price advantage for the same features and the same quality. And no one gives Vortex VIP warranty like Vortex does. Okay, I think we mentioned everything. If you forgot something, check this video and see you in it.
Goodbye.
Bye.